Hi everyone, welcome to our little video on including your spouse and family in your business and the importance of that. I have been with Keep now for 3 years and have to say that personally I'm a very independent and strong-willed person. So for me, it came naturally to kind of talk to my husband about what was happening in my business, what my goals were, and how what I needed really to accomplish that. But through mentoring other designers, I've learned that maybe that doesn't come as easily to some people, but also kind of missing the importance and the goals and what it can do for your business if you are doing that. So I just want to talk to you for a minute about kind of the difference in goal setting once you've included your family and your spouse, how much it will help you get to those goals, but also how much the encouragement and the inclusion with them also helps, especially during times of our big times of the season, like November and December. So what I would do, or what I say, is goal setting is vital when you're working a business of any sorts. And we just did some brief research and found out through what we read that 14% of Americans actually say their goals in their head. They think a goal, but don't really tell anybody. Those people are 10 times more likely to actually accomplish those goals. But then from that 14%, only 3% actually write those goals down. And that 3% is 30 times more likely than the 14% to accomplish their goals. So written goals is a big deal. And when you start writing those goals, you're holding yourself accountable and you're seeing it and you're working towards it. And it really is just this phenomenal way to get what you want, even if you think that it's impossible or hard or challenging or what have you. If you're writing it down, if you include your family and your spouse or your children, or even a best friend or a mom or whoever's around, and they start being a part of that goal setting or goal reaching, you will see that you're working even harder. And I'll give you some great examples that happened over the holiday season when we were going for a big incentive within the company. I had written out kind of a 12-week map of where I wanted to be to get that and posted it on my wall. And on that map, I had daily activities, and they were very small and attainable daily activities, simple as in reaching out to 10 people or booking a design session for that week or whatever I had going. But they were really small, really attainable, nothing long shot, but divided up those 12 weeks to make it into something that was reachable. And my children helped me mark it off as we were going, and that involved them, and they would ask me where I was at with my Slay the Season and be a part of my business. And I think it's teaching them in a great way how to be a goal setter, achiever, setting standards of what you want, following through with them, those sorts of things that I really hope are transcending to them for their careers in life, especially since one will be leaving high school soon. That is the way that I involved my family. But when I involved my family, I also involved my husband on a very different level. And when I have to tell you, my husband's a very active person. There are a lot of activities he's a part of. There's sports. He's in charge of our son's Cub Scout den. He is on the rugby team and on the hockey team, and he is on numerous boards for the city. So he's very, very active. And since I work at home, it often gets forgotten that I also need specific times away to do my design sessions or to do my vendor events and my pop-ups and kind of make my business work, because I do so much from home that it's really convenient. So when we have goals that I'm setting, especially when I'm setting big goals, we have the conversation of what exactly I need that month as far as time goes, because his time is always scheduled out specifically because it's work and it's sports that are always at a time where he's really not in charge of the schedule setting for that. It's just there, and typically very firm 8 to 5 and in whatever it might be. So what we have to sit down and talk about is what I need. If I want to have a $6,000 sales month, I know that I need to have an average of $500 design session, so 12 design sessions that month, which means I'm going to need a lot of time. So we'll sit down and we always share our calendars through our phones, and then I'll map it out on my planner what days of the month I need to have design sessions, or that I have open to have design sessions, and we talk about it. And we also talk about the fact that this is going to give our family this much monetarily and this much for the savings or whatever our goals are, because people have very different goals. Ours currently is monetarily trying to save up for specific things. So when I set my goal, that's what I'm looking at, and that's what we discuss. And I'm very assertive when I say, this is what I need, this is my job, so I need this. If we want to build an addition into our garage, I need this much time to be able to get this much to go towards it. So it's a business conversation as well as an inclusion on why I need it, instead of just booking away or not booking away because I'm afraid to have the conversation, and filling up my calendar without talking to him, so he gets frustrated because suddenly I have 12 design sessions on the books when I don't usually have that many. And he now has to have the kids every day that I have those, or we have to work out babysitters and stuff. So I found that it has really helped us when we are transparent with what is happening and what is needed and what I need to be able to get that done. And then we could collectively or together, we can make sure everything else within the house and our family is taken care of. So I found that our inclusions with each other and just the conversation and the flow of it, and him understanding why I want it and why I need it, has been a really big advantage to my business. I no longer stress about what my schedule looks like. I no longer stress about him getting aggravated that I'm gone a lot, because he totally understands this is why I'm doing it. And we've had the talks about the average in sales and what I need to get those. So I would say that ultimately including your family and your spouses and anybody who is close to you and living with you and working with you through this, including them in your goals, is going to be your number one way to have your in-home life more balanced and understanding to make your business life more successful. If you have any questions about that and you have a mentor you could reach out to ask, please do that. If you're on my downline, you know that I'm here and we could chat about that. And I wish you guys all the success in bringing in your families to your goal setting.